Good day. It is February the 22nd, but I'm recording for February the 17th, and today we'll be doing John 12:16 through 19, and Proverbs 17. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. Begin John 12, starting at verse 16. At first, the disciples did not understand these things, but after Jesus was glorified, what had been done to him. Then they realized that these very things also been written about him. 17. Meanwhile, many people have been with Jesus when he called Lazarus from the tomb and raised him from the dead, continued to testify. 18. This is also why the crowd went out to meet him, because they heard that he performed this sign. 17. Then the Pharisees said to one another, "You can see that this is doing you no good. Look how the whole world has gone after him." Okay, Jesus is coming into Jerusalem. People are coming with him. They're going out to meet him. And the Pharisees are getting upset. Alright, 16. At first, the disciples did not understand these things, but after Jesus was glorified, they remembered what had been done to him. They realized that these very things had also been written about him. They go, what's this? Oh, okay, but they didn't realize it after he died and was resurrected. 17. Meanwhile, many people had been with Jesus, when he called Lazarus from the tomb and raised him from the dead, continued to testify. They didn't deny the miracle. They know this was happening. And these things are mentioned in 3 times in John 12:14 through 15. 18. This is also why the crowd went out to meet him, because they heard that he performed this sign. There were 2 multitudes. One following him, coming from Bethany, I think it was, and the other one coming out from Jerusalem. And this is because of the miracle about him raising the dead. They wanted to see it again. 19. Then the Pharisees said to one another, "You can see that this is doing you no good. Look how the whole world has gone after him. This is contemptible. We're not winning. We made a mistake in dealing with him this way." So the whole world is hyperbole, but to them it is the whole world. They're saying, "Look, we got to do something. What we're doing ain't working." Proverbs 17. Better a dry morsel and quietness therein than a house full of feasting with strife. Yeah, better in peace and quiet than fighting with no matter how much good food you have. To a servant that dealeth wisely shall rule over a son that dealeth shamefully, and shall have a part of the inheritance among the brethren. 3. The refining pot is for silver, and the furnace is for gold, but Yahweh trieth the heart. The refining pot and the furnace get the impurities out of the metals. Yahweh is getting the impurities out of your heart. And sometimes it's not a pleasant process. 4. An evildoer giveth heed to wicked lips. In other words, he does what's said. Hey, yeah, we could do that. And the liar giveth ear to mischievous tongue. He did what? I gotta tell everyone. 5. Whoso mocketh the poor blasphemeth his maker, because you're mocking something God made. And he that is glad at calamity shall not be unpunished. Do not be happy when anyone is in a disaster. Friend, enemy, family, anyone. 6. Children's children are the crown of old men, and glory are the children of the Father. 7. Overbearing speech becometh not a churl, much less lying lips a prince. 8. A gift is a precious stone in the eyes of him that hath it. Whithersoever he turneth, he prospereth. This is bribes. He blinds them to other things. 9. He that covereth the transgression seeketh love, but he that harpeth on a matter And strangers, a familiar friend. Yeah, if you keep saying, oh, remember that time you wrecked my car? And then a year later, remember that time you wrecked my car? Remember that time you... Yeah, don't. 10. A rebuke entereth deeper into a man of understanding than 100 stripes into a fool. 11. A rebellious man seeketh only evil. Therefore a cruel messenger shall be sent against him. 12. Let a bear be robbed of her whelps. Meet a man than a fool rather than a fool in his folly. 13. Whoso rewardeth good for evil, evil shall not depart from his house. I'm going to say this almost every time something like this comes up. If you reward evil for evil, you're being beast-like. I hit you, you hit me. Like an animal. You hit an animal, it's going to bite you. If you reward good for good, you're being human. I scratch your back, you scratch mine, one hand washes the other. If you reward evil for someone who does you good, you're being demonic. And if you reward good for someone who does you evil, you're being godly. Or godlike. Let's be godlike. 14. The beginning of strife is with one letteth out water. Therefore leave off contention before the quarrel breaketh out. Strife begins small. Stop arguing and don't let it grow. Be like the Dutch boy with his finger or thumb in the dike that stopped the water from leaking, thereby destroying the whole dike. 15. He that justifieth the wicked and condemneth the righteous, even they both are an abomination to Yahweh. 16. Wherefore there is a price in the hand of a fool, to buy wisdom seeing he has no understanding. Yeah, you can buy him books, send him to school, and all they do is chew on the covers. 17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. 18. A man void of understanding is like he that striketh hands, and he becomes surety in the presence of a neighbor. That's co-signing. Don't do it. 17. He loveth transgression and loveth strife. He that exalteth his gate, seeketh destruction. Yeah, you're bragging. Say, hey, he's got a lot of stuff, let's go there. 20. He that has a froward heart findeth no good. He that has a perverse tongue falleth into evil. 21. He that begetteth a fool does it to his own sorrow, and the father of a churl has no joy. 22. A merry heart is good medicine, but a broken spirit drieth the bones. 23. A wicked man taketh gift out of his bosom to pervert the ways of justice. Bribery. 24. Wisdom is before him that has understanding, but the eyes of a fool are at the ends of the earth. Wisdom can be found anywhere if you look. If you say, oh, no, that's just local, but here, over in this other country, that's exotic. Wisdom is from God. You find it wherever you look. A foolish son is a vexation to his father, and bitterness to her that bore him. 26. To punish also the righteous is not good, nor to strike the noble for their uprightness. Yeah, don't punish people for doing the right thing. 27. He that spareth his words hath knowledge, and he that husbandeth the spirit is a man discernment. Be careful what you do and say. 28. Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is accounted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. It's better to be silent and thought a fool than open your mouth and remove all doubt. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged, I hope you've been blessed by this reading. May the Lord richly bless you. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you can reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. Remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I.